Hey guys, so today's the day. I finally have my phone interview. Hold on, you have something on your face. A little bit of fuzz. I'm sure you're just getting a close up of me that you don't necessarily need. Um, how does my nose look from here? Anyways, so I got food. I don't know if I'm able to eat it yet. My interview is like in 45 minutes at the minimum, I guess. They say that they can call, and I've scheduled at 8, and it is like just now 7 o'clock, probably like right on the dot 7 o'clock. And I'm trying to set up my cameras so that I can film myself for you all. And I'm not sure how I want to do this because I don't know how much space is on my camera, and I can't tell until it just clicks off. But I deleted like all of my footage and stuff because it's already on YouTube and I don't need it. And I deleted a lot of pictures from like Deer Creek Camp that I took for the campers. And I don't really need all the campers on my phone, on my camera. So yeah, hold on, I'm gonna switch hands. I can't screw this in with my left hand. But yeah, so I am preparing for that. I have prepared like all of my life for this. I have probably been studying for the phone interview since I decided to do it and to come up with it. And now it's just down to the final hour. I am trying to set it up. Whoa, I almost dropped my camera. I'll let you watch while I'm setting it up. So I am trying to set everything up. I'm gonna sit right here where my Mickey Mouse canvases are at. Yes, I did do them myself. And yeah, so let's see if it'll turn on. I think that's a pretty good spot. Yeah, that looks good. So anyways, so it's been quite the fun struggle. I have officially I've officially studied everything, gotten everything taken care of, down to the wire, what I need to do. I have a whole pages, there's like 6 pages right here of all the notes. I don't really know if I'll need them, but I wanted to get them just in case. And now I'm just trying to organize my room and keep busy until they call. I've had my phone on me for the past like 2 hours just in case. And I've never heard of anybody like getting a phone call like more than 15 minutes early, but you never know. I don't want to risk it. And somebody on the Facebook page told me that they got a call like an hour before, but I think they were maybe thinking that it was like a different time. Like they didn't really know what time they scheduled it for. Like they scheduled it for Eastern Standard, or like they thought it was Eastern Standard Time when they're really like Central Time or whatever. And so they like got it earlier, but they were fine. Like they said that they were good. But I am not wanting that to happen in case it was accidental, or they did call early or something. So I'm gonna try to hurry up and finish this so that I don't accidentally miss my call. I'm still good on time. They shouldn't call, I would guess, sorry, I'm trying to get wires out of my bags. Okay, I would guess they shouldn't call more than 30 minutes prior to my interview. It's black, I'm sorry. Yeah, so I would guess no more than like 30 minutes prior, but who knows, you never know, and I don't want to take a chance. So I am preparing now for it, and now that I'm like, once it's done, I feel like I'm gonna have a lot of peace, because I am prepared for it, and I know what I'm doing, and I know every single question they could possibly ask, and so there's like no way that they could really like, I guess, ask me like an out of the water question, unless they ask me questions that like I didn't prepare for like a role that I didn't put, but they usually don't. And like I could probably just say that like most of the time they'll ask what your top 5 roles are, and they'll ask you questions from the top 5 roles, and that's what I prepared for. But I know answers to other roles as well. I kind of did like a brief just like view over them to make sure that I knew what they were going to talk about so that I wouldn't be 100% blindsided. But yeah, wish me luck. In about 45 minutes, I will be taking my phone interview. My roommate's gone. She's at a Bible study, and so she's gonna like sit outside in the hallway if I haven't texted her yet. So she's kind of on like phone interview watch in case I'm not done like before she gets back. I've got my family praying for me, my grandparents are praying for me. So yeah, this is just, it's been a really good process now that I am in a good place and not wondering if I can even get the WBI. Hey guys, so the Disney phone interview happened. As you can tell, I'm probably a lot more like, go free, who cares? I called them, the phone call lasted 22 minutes, which is actually longer than most of the people's, but it means nothing in the retrospect of anything. I have now joined the waiting game, and I have a feeling that it's not going to be much longer for the first round of acceptances to come out, though I highly doubt that I'm going to be on that first round since I just had my phone interview. I did film, and I was on the phone with her, and I had this camera going, and then I heard it shut off, and it went through like half of it, and it was like the first half that was talking about, you know, like, how many ear piercings do I have, and am I a U.S. citizen? So I'm just going to kind of tell you what was going on, because I don't think, I'm going to see what kind of footage the camera got, but I don't think it got anything that you were interested in. Like, it didn't get anything about my job application or anything, or like the important stuff that I know that I care about when I'm watching other people's phone interviews. So let me try to set this up so that you can see me. I don't have to have my hand held up like crazy. Let's see how that looks. Okay. I hope you can see me. I might have to refilm this if not. But I had like 6 pages. My interviewer's name was Graham. She was really sweet. She laughed at a couple of my like sayings that I said. I tried to kind of make her laugh a little bit. I guess just a recommendation is to smile when you're talking like this, because they can hear it in my voice than if I go like this. It just kind of sounds different. Your voice sounds a little bit higher, and it makes you a little bit happier. So let me try to go back through these and figure out what she said. She didn't ask me why I wanted the Disney College program, which I was a little bit disappointed in, because I feel like those are really high, and I had really good answers, and I feel like that's my selling point, but I kind of tried to play them in later on. So my next question, or so I guess she kind of asked, let me see, I'm trying to get on this list. So the first questions were like, she kind of confirmed that it was okay to still call. She confirmed that I was Brittany, that I was living in the United States, that I was going to Abilene Christian University. She just kind of confirmed a bunch of things. She asked if I was familiar with the Disney look, which means like no tattoos and no ear piercings, and like you can't have unnaturally dyed hair, so you can have blonde, brown, that's about it, maybe black, but that's it, which I don't. I have the same color hair that I usually do. So then she went on and she asked if I had kind of lived with roommates before, and she just kind of asked if I had, like, it was a yes/no question, but I expanded it, and I was like, yes, ma'am. So, you know, like these last 2 years, I lived with roommates. The first year I lived in a bathroom with like 10 other girls, or I had a bathroom, I shared a bathroom. And then I went and talked about Deer Creek Camp and how I was in a cabin with 6 girls at least at a given time. And then she went on and I think that's when she began, and she kind of started asking like questions about, I'm trying to find the right page, so she started asking questions about lifeguarding, so I'm guessing maybe that's what they need right now. Is she asked if, or she listed my interest roles, and she listed every single role that I put high interest in, which is like 20. I wanted to be extremely available, and she let me know that like I am up for any of those roles, even though she asked me like 5 of the roles. She let me know that like I was up for any of the roles that I put high interest in. And so she went on and she asked me about lifeguarding, and she asked me if I had any experience with that. So I went on and I told her that I was experienced with swimming, and I was in swim team in high school and middle school. And then I told her that at Deer Creek Camp, the camp that I work at, I kind of was there during lifeguard training, and so I kind of knew what the training was, and I would be confident that I could pass that. I really don't want to be a lifeguard, but if I have to be a lifeguard or work for Disney, I will do it. And so then she kind of asked, because lifeguarding requires, thought my roommate was coming in. So lifeguarding kind of requires a information, and it requires you to like have like training periods and stuff to like become better people and learn better. And she asked if I'd be like, if I had done that before, and I said no. And then she asked if I'd be comfortable with it, and so I was like yes. And then I kind of expanded, and I was like, meaning I would love to. I keep on hearing her come in, and she's not coming in. So I was like, meaning I would greatly appreciate kind of constructive criticism. And I said, I kind of rattled on a little bit. I probably shouldn't have talked as long, but I did. And I was just like, I think that it's really good, and that it's important to expand and to get better, because nobody ever makes it anywhere being mediocre, and you've got to continually like look for better things to do, better ways to do things. I kind of said it just like that. That was, I think, that was probably like my worst conversation with her, was that little snippet right there. And then the next question she asked was if I was comfortable with cleaning things, and I told her yes. And then she even like asked like you've had experience at probably Gristmill or JCPenney or Deer Creek Camp, and I said yes, ma'am. Like, and I explained like Gristmill, I have bus tables. At Deer Creek Camp, we clean and swept the store and the camp in general. And then at JCPenney, I organized clothes. So I said that wasn't really cleaning, but it was more organization. And then she went on, and I think that's when she asked me what my top 5 roles are, which are children's activities, merchandise, or she asked me the top 3 roles. And then I said merchandise, and then, I said a greeter, like any, like a park greeter or hotel greeter. And then I was like, and honestly, like anything that involves like high guest interaction is what I would love to do. And then I kind of like, there was a pause, and so I answered, because I remember I was like answered, and I was like, oh, I've also heard that like custodial is almost like one of those like best kept Disney secrets, because you get high guest interaction. And she laughed at that, and she was like, yeah, she was like, there's a cleaning, but you get to really talk to the guests, and you get to like move around the park and stuff. So she seemed really excited that I said that answer, so I might get kind of put in custodial, which is okay. Like, I would like it. I really just want guest interaction, and that's why I'm not so big on lifeguarding, because I feel like you really can't interact with guests, because you're having to sit up in a high chair and you're having to blow a whistle at people instead of like talking to them and stuff. And I'm sure there's plenty of opportunities to talk to people, but not as much as if I was in custodial or merchandise or children's activities or park greeter. So then she went on, and after that she talked about, actually I think she may have ended it after that. And I think she may have said, oh God, sorry, oh, that scared me. So I have a band, and it vibrated because it's been sitting still for over an hour. Oh, that scared me. I thought it was an electrical outlet going on fire or something. So the next question, she asked if I was comfortable, and this may have been in a different time, but she asked if I was comfortable in like a emergency situation, or how I've handled one before, which I've never actually handled a huge emergency situation. And so I hit it on like whenever guests at Gristmill may faint, because it's an outdoor restaurant. Yeah, and she'd asked me to describe all my jobs, which I think you probably know that, and she asked me that maybe pretty early on in the interview. I'm sorry, this is so jumbled up, because I'm trying to remember it all, and it's hard. And so she kind of asked me like what, she asked me to describe an emergency situation. So I was like, at Gristmill, since it's an outdoor restaurant and stuff, I would walk up, and guests would faint, and so there was like 6 of us on it. One of us would have to walk around and say, explain to guests that it was okay, and then the other one would go and grab water, and the other one would go and grab a wet paper towel, and someone would go grab a fan. And so I just kind of explained that, and so then she was like, so like you would stay calm, and I was like, oh yeah. And then I made her laugh, and I was like, my dad gets mad at me because sometimes I'm too calm. And so then that was kind of like one of the other questions that she asked me. And I can't quite remember if she asked me anything else. I know the questions that I asked her, which is probably what you might be most interested in. I'm trying to go through and just make sure that she didn't ask me anything else. She didn't ask me about fast pace, which I thought that they would. She didn't ask me about, I kind of hit it on the busier than normal day working with Gristmill. I said that there was like over 100 tables and there was a 2-hour wait. And she asked me, she was like, when I was explaining my work experience, I talked about how Gristmill was on a 2-hour wait, and we had over 100 tables, and then she asked me, like, how many tables did y'all have? And I said over 100. So we were on a 2-hour wait with the 100 tables being sat, and then I wanted to explain that it was an outdoor restaurant, there was no air conditioning, and it was like over 3 floors. So yeah, I can't remember where I was going with that one. And so then she did ask me a time that I had handed. That was probably one of the first like questions that she asked me, not like describing work or whatever. Like that was an actual like question, like an emergency question. She asked me every time I had handled with like a difficult guest, and I don't know that I did very good on that, but I kind of told her that that there was like these guests at JCPenney. I told her that story, which is too long to tell you because I'm trying to make this a little bit brief for you, so you're not having to sit through like 20 minutes of me talking about nothing. And I talked about how I kind of, because I know a little bit of Spanish, so I did hint on that a little bit with working with a difficult guest, and I kind of covered like a guest I didn't understand, a guest, and the difficult guest situation. And I don't know if I effectively hit the question right really well, but I did my best. So she talked about living experiences. She asked me my top 3 roles, but she didn't really ask me any questions under my top 3 roles. I had explained, like at Gristmill, at Deer Creek, I handle with actual cash, and at JCPenney, I work on a register, and I explained that whenever I was talking about my job. So I guess maybe why she didn't ask me like any merchandise questions. And then she did ask me custodial questions. She asked me lifeguard questions. And she didn't really ask me any park greeter questions. She didn't really ask me any children's activity questions. But I did tell her that my major was children and family ministry, and that was kind of like, she asked me, once again, one of the first questions she asked me why what Disney would do for me in the future, and why like I wanted to do Disney College Program for the future. And so that's kind of why I explained, and I was like, I don't know that I put this on my application because they don't really have a selection for children and family ministry, but I did that major, and so really any kind of high guest interaction would be great for the Disney College Program, or with the Disney College Program for my future. And I also just said, like, anything working for Disney is going to give me great experience and a good general knowledge, and anybody would rather hire me for working for Disney than if not. Once again, that was kind of stumbling over it a little bit. Hopefully she kind of thought that I was like expected me to be nervous. And so I think that was all the questions that she asked me. Next was questions that I had to ask her. So I asked her what kind of qualities she was looking for in a college programmer, and she actually really enjoyed that question, I think, because she really explained it. And since she didn't ask me why I wanted the Disney College Program, like as a general thing, one of my answers was that I wanted to give back some of the magic that I had received through my 4 times going to Disney World. And so she kind of explained it, and it seemed to kind of fit into like giving back to the magic. And she was like, like any job you work at, you're going to get great experience, and you're going to get like an overall good rounding. I was like, that's awesome, like that's perfect for me. And so then I asked her any kind of like volunteer programs that I can get involved in there, and she also explained volunteers with EARS and some other ones as well. And it was like, it'll be, like you'll find someone you get there. And then the last question was how, I know that I've heard recently on the Facebook page, that the interviewers are kind of not really wanting to answer questions about like why, or like if they did the college program, and they're like, this is about you but not me. So I kind of asked her if she did it in a way that made it seem like I was looking for myself. And so I said, like, how did you get your position as a recruiter with the Disney company? And then I was like, meaning I want to know what steps to take to possibly work with Disney in the future. And so she kind of, that's when she said, like, she did the college program, so after the college program, she just kind of stayed on and extended. And then she said that I would recommend for me to work, to graduate college, and then to come back and try to get, like, a professional internship or something else with the college program. And then after that, I was like, hey, that's all my questions. And she's like, anything else? And I was like, no, but I just want to thank you very much for your time. I said, I know you've probably been working 24/7 for the past 3 or 4 weeks. And I just want to say how grateful I am for, like, you being here. And then I was like, oh crap, like, it's almost over and I haven't used her name once. And so she was like, okay, thank you. And I was like, thank you, Graham. And I really tried to, like hint on the Graham, because her name was Graham. And so that was kind of the last part of it. And I think that's all the questions that I got. And they're kind of like not the questions that I wanted, but I think that I did okay. So we'll see. I'm excited. It's in God's hands. So I know that I did my best. And my dad always says, like, do your best. Don't sweat the rest. Let the winning take care of itself. So I'm going to do my best. I'm not going to sweat the rest. And I'm going to let God take care of the rest. So it's in God's hands. But thanks for watching. I will get back to you. I will keep you updated on the process. I guess now there's nothing else. I'm either going to get in and I'm going to have a million more videos, or I'm not, and this is going to be the last video. But I will definitely be applying again if I don't get in. I don't know when. I may wait until my senior year, and I may even just do like a professional internship instead of a college program. Because working for the Disney college program is worth it. I am certain of that, even though my dad is not so certain. But yes, thank you for watching. I hope that I helped you out. I'm sure I probably talked like 10 miles an hour, but whatever. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.